Hello, and welcome to the Finish Strong webinar. Hey, y'all. Hey, Kate.
Oh, I'm so excited. It's happening.
How are you, friend?
Oh, it's just another delicious day. The sun is out, and I'm so excited to be here.
Oh my goodness. Thank y'all so much for your patience as we figure out all of our tech stuff. Legit, every time that we do one of these big study hall things, there's like thousands of you that jump on our website at the same time, which is so thrilling and so exciting. But whoa, we are here.
Every time.
So as we get started, oh my gosh, so many highs are coming in. It's so exciting. Loving the chat, loving it. We have two accounts that we want to make sure that you are following on IG right now, because we're going to do something special at the end of this webinar. The first account is our special guest at Ariana DeBose. Again, that is at Ariana DeBose on IG. And if you're not following at B-Way Collective, please go follow at B-Way Collective as well. And we will be sharing all of the Instagram goodness about what's happening at the end of this.
We love Instagram goodness. Yes, get in that and follow that. So we are here today for a lot of reasons. And of course, you guys know we are here to hang out and interview the most incredible human, Ari DeBose. But what we want to start with is something a little bit grounding and a little bit reflexive, because we are also here to grow as artists. So we want to take a second and we want to start this by asking a couple questions. Specifically, we're going to ask 3 questions of every one of you. So I want you to get your pens out. I want you to get your notebooks out. Get ready because,
in the comments.
What I meant to say was get your fingers out, get them on the keyboard. If you want to take notes on pen and paper too, that's great, but we really want this in the comments. So get excited. Here, we're going to take some time. We're going to ask 3 questions, and we really want you to take a minute to be super reflexive and look inside about what this process has been like for you over the past several weeks. Now, here's the thing. We're going to ask these questions to you, and then we're also going to ask these questions or some kind of version of these questions to Ari. And then we're going to come back at the end of this and we're going to see if some of her answers have changed the way that you're thinking about your process and what you are going to do moving forward. So let's do this. Let's take some time and let's ask some questions. So I got the first one. Are we ready? Yes? You ready, Robert?
I'm so ready. Let's do this.
All right, so our first question, and we want you to get into the comments, and we want you to make sure that you let us know the answers for you. The first question is, what are you most proud of over these last 3 weeks? What are you most proud of in terms of your work and what's happened over the last 3 weeks? So please get into that chat and let us know, what are you most proud of over the last 3 weeks?
Oh, Laura is saying staying focused on my schedule.
Yes.
Someone is saying, Ashley said stepping out of my comfort zone. Dylan is saying that he is so proud that he overcame his anxiety of dancing in front of people.
Ooh, I love this one. My ability to belt with control. Yes, I love that one. Yes.
We love the belting with control. Come on.
I love it. Great. So many great things. All right, Robert, what is our next question?
Our next question is, what was the most challenging aspect of your training during Broadway Study Hall? So we want to know, was it the acting this week? Was it the vocals last week? Or was it the dance in week 1? So let us know. Just say dance, acting, or vocal. Put it in the comments. Getting a lot of vocals, getting some dance.
Getting a lot of all caps. The dance. Yes. Oh, good. So many things. We love a challenge, right? Challenge is an opportunity. So don't deny yourself. Put the truth in these comments. The truth will set you free, friends. All right. And our last question. What do you need to do differently in order to achieve the goals that you have set for yourself. So, in looking back over these last 3 weeks, what do we need to do differently moving forward in order to achieve the goals that you have set for yourself? If we had things that were challenging, that's probably a clue as to something we need to do differently in order to achieve those goals.
Oh, some people are saying I have got to take my dance more seriously. I need to actually make time for my training. There's some good truths coming in. There's some good truths coming in. So we are so excited to bring Ariana in literally just 1 minute. But what we want to talk to you all about really quickly is the difference between Hello Broadway Study Hall and Hello Broadway Special Edition. The Broadway Study Hall has been an incredible 3-week experience. We have had the opportunity to literally meet thousands of new friends. And what we have seen, and I said it in my email last week to you all, is that it was very apparent that a lot of us are not focusing on our full skills training. So a lot of us are, primarily leading with dance, but then maybe we don't sing. Maybe some of us primarily lead with acting, but then we're really neglecting the voice and the dance as well. And Kate is a casting director, and so I know that she knows more than I the need and necessity in this, time in our industry to be able to do it all. So we want to invite at the end of this call all of you to join us in Hello Broadway Special Edition. It is an opportunity where you will get to, for 1 more month, continue to work on your singing and your dancing and your acting. But now we add something on top of it, because you all have been putting out work, but now it is time to start getting feedback. Because I think what's happening in a lot of classrooms across not just America, but the world, educators are not being as brutally honest as I think they can be with students. And that is what we are doing differently. We want to set you all up for success, but that requires trust and that requires honesty. And that is how we, really get our students the success and the wins that you all are saying that you want to get in our Hello Broadway program. And I'm getting some preaches, some preaches in the comments. Kate, can you talk about the importance of feedback and, really how that has shaped so many of our students' wins in Hello Broadway?
Yeah, I was about to chime in. Like, I couldn't not say something. I think what's so incredible, and one of the reasons that I am really proud to not only be the head of education at the collective, but also to be a coach and to be an educator within the program, is like Robert said, we don't sugarcoat anything. It's not something we do. Someone has a motorcycle outside. They want to be known. It's not something we do. And it's the reason that we do that is because feedback is essential for growth. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to be able to take feedback and make an active change if you want to be successful in the arts, but also in life, right? Especially in the arts, because if you want to work with a director or a music director or a choreographer or anyone when it comes to creating a musical on Broadway, you have to be able to get feedback, i.e., get direction, learn choreography, get notes about it, make a change, and continue to do the work. So I think what's really brilliant about what you would get to experience in Special Edition with us is that actual tangible feedback. People putting their eyes on your work and giving you very specific feedback about what it is that you are doing and that you specifically need to do in order to make the changes that are going to help you achieve those dreams. So instead of just kind of the blanketed feedback, which we all still need that too, there are things, universal truths that we all need to work on. But it's the specific feedback about what we're seeing in your tapes that I think has been a real game changer for a lot of our students. And we've seen a lot of our students who came with those kind of who would lead with one skill, and as Robert was saying, might have a little bit of a deficit in other areas. And with that specialized feedback, that specific feedback, they were able to grow in a much more rapid pace than I think some other students in other programming, which is very exciting.
Come on, come on. And I think something that has been, so I said it, last week, thank you for sharing that, Kate, is something that's, really been, that's like really kind of hit me as an educator, and I know it has you as well, is that so many of the students that are right now participating in Broadway Study Hall don't quite necessarily know how important making a change in their training is now, because in our local community we may be a star, in our local theater camp we may be a star, but when we are really thinking about, if your goal is getting into a BFA musical theater program or going, moving to New York City, your skills are going to have to be stellar, and they're going to have to be competitive. And so I'm really hoping that you all connect with us at the end of this call to join us for special edition. And as you know, there are only 20 spots, which is super, super exciting. The rest of the spots either went to those 30 plus students from the raffles that we've been doing, for those of you that have done your homework on time, and the others have just been people that have joined into the program. But we will, at the end of this call, let you all know. If there's anybody here right now that is actually interested in special edition, that you're hoping to grab one of those 20 spots, will you put a yes in the comments for me? But without further ado, it's happening. It's happening. Oh my God, I'm seeing so many me's and yeses, some yeses and some me's. Yes, amazing. And I've been seeing also a lot of you have been asking how much is special edition. Special edition, Hello Broadway is usually $3.95 a month. And that includes your 4 master classes, plus it also includes your weekly feedback, plus it includes a group coaching call. So there's lots of care, and also our private Facebook community for those students, and also Canvas. But what we do differently in, oh, excuse me, I just went out of turn. What we're doing differently in special edition is that we are going to, because of the times that we are in right now, we are doing a special discount, which we have never done. We have never done 1 month of Hello Broadway, ever. We've been doing this program 3+ years now. And so we are doing it for $2.95. So today, at the end of this call, you will be able to join special edition for $2.95. But it is time to talk about our special guest. Shall we bring her on?
Oh my gosh, yes, please.
Okay, done.
Let's roll.
Oh my gosh, drum roll. Drum roll. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna promote her.
Oh yes, promote her.
Promote her to panelists. Everyone in the comments say, "Bring out the queen."
Yes. Queen of Broadway. Here she is. Work. Yes. Oh, with the dance.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
They are going nuts in the comments right now. They are like, the queen.
Queen, not the queen.
Whoa. Like, just only thing you can see is just like queen.
All right.
Oh, wait, that is so funny. It's such a weird word, queen, but hey, I refer to everyone as a queen. So hello, queens. I love you all. I'm so glad you all are here today. I was actually able to listen up through to what you guys have been talking about in this program. I'm like, maybe I should take the program. Maybe I need to brush up.
Think you're doing okay. Listen, if you'd like to join us, we will have space for you. But can I do a little bit of an introduction of you?
Yes, sure.
So, friends, I literally am going to read this verbatim because the bio is so epic that it deserves to be read word for word. Ready? All right. So there's been an incredible Broadway career here. She's been on Broadway stages in Bring It On, Motown, Pippin. She's in the original Broadway cast of Hamilton. It's a casual little show if you've never heard of it. She originated the role of Jane in A Bronx Tale, and she most recently originated the role of Disco Donna in Summer the Donna Summer Musical, where she was nominated for a Tony, just a Tony. And then that's not all, because soon you're going to see her on the big screen as Anita in Steven Spielberg's West Side Story. Okay. And then also as Alyssa Green in The Prom on Netflix. So, friends, I'm just, it's just one of those resumes that's just so incredibly well deserved and earned and beautiful, and it's just such a privilege to have you here today. Truly, it's a privilege to have you here.
Thank you. I really am so excited to be here. In fact, like when this whole shelter at home situation started, I emailed you guys and I was like, let me know. I'm around. I'd love to sit down and talk, because I've always loved your students. Your students are always really receptive. So it's my honor to be here with you guys.
I just, I've known you for forever and just love you. And I know one of the reasons that like today is so special to us and your being here is so special is that, Ari and I are from the same place, and it just goes to show, I tell the students all the time, and Kate says it to them as well, that your dream is not localized by your zip code. And that if you do the training that is necessary, not the training that you want to do, not the comfortable stuff, but if you do the uncomfortable thing and you put yourself in those positions, that it doesn't matter if you're from North Carolina, you can still go to Hollywood and be a lead in a movie. You can still be in New York and, it's just, I'm so proud of you. And I've watched you on the stage for forever. And I remember the first time that you came to Gathered in, I think that was like 2016 or 2017. And we were like sitting it was you, me, and Jeremy Pope, just sitting in the studio after your master class, and we were just like, you just the kindest and the sweetest things ever, and I'll never forget it. So just know that your kindness and your love towards our students means so much, and they look up to you in such a real way, and they should, because you are gracious and you are humble and you are fiercely ferocious about the things that you want, and you have a clear, you go after what you want and you get it because you have the training, but you also have you have all of the pieces of the puzzle of how it comes together. And I'm so serious, it couldn't all be happening to a more incredible person. So thank you for being here with us, truly.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, my friend. Thanks a lot.
So we are going to start this party off with a little dancing.
You're not prepared. You're not even prepared.
Yes.
No, I'm not. I wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready. I'm not stretched. I'm not ready.
I'm literally not warm.
I'm just dead if you unzip and there's a full leotard and you're ready to go.
Here's the thing,
I wish. Oh my god.
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. So this comes to us from the brilliant minds of our student development director and our program manager, Hillary and Kathleen. They are the queens of games here at the Broadway Collective. And this is called the Choreo 8-Count Challenge. So we've got a couple of pieces of some moments from your resume, but you get to give us an 8-count of armography. And everyone, at home will do it along. So we're going to start with a little Bad Girls. So we're going to start there at Donna Summer.
Okay, I feel like I need more opportunity. Oh yeah, I just need more space. I just need more. Wasn't enough. Just anytime? Okay.
Oh! Hey, can we add on?
Yes. And say. Oh, okay. So she goes
So wait, teach it to us really quick, Ari.
So you go and roll up, hold it, 5, let it rain down. 6, 7, 8. Yeah.
Yes.
Like with a
okay.
snap. Yeah, you know what I mean? And a snap with a comb break.
Snap. So we have a roll.
1, let it rain down. 3, 4. Ga, 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 ga. Shrug.
Okay, all right, here we go. Everyone, they're saying icon. Okay, here we go.
We gotta wait for that to one count, you know what I mean? 3, 5, 6. Shrug. Oh, wait. It needs more. Hold on. Pause. It needs more. See, this is why you can't have me play games, because now I'm really obsessed with it. So it needs that. Ganga. Da, 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 da.
Oh.
Da, da, da.
So
Yeah.
friends, this is
This
the
is why.
Broadway Hollywood difference. This is why you got invited to the party, because we over here playing a game and you are choreographing a
And I'm
Broadway.
choreographing a number. I'm over here like, no, this is like 1,
Go
2,
back.
and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 7, 8. Like, also, what beat was I on? What part of the music was I inspired by? I have no answer.
It's Sunday. It's Sunday at 3:36 p.m. Eastern time. You know, they're like, listen, we're working. They're grateful to be moving.
Oh, I have the counts, guys. I have the counts. Never
Okay.
fear. I have the counts. So you go 1, 2. You got to do the head pop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, 8.
Okay.
It's a fast 8.
Okay.
1.
One.
Review. 1, head pop. 2, roll or rain down. 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, 8. Yeah. So it's like a windshield wiper moment. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Let's try again. Oh no, this is my version. 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, 8.
Bless you.
I can't. Okay, move on to another.
Oh God,
Moving
it's
on.
my version.
We're moving on. We are now going into You Happened. This is from Prom, the musical. So
this is simple. This is simple.
Okay.
This is simple.
All right. Hold up.
So
And no more hiding how we.
Oh, she's real. So you have to go. It's like a slow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then just for like funsies, you're on Alyssa's, because it's Alyssa's line. I won't hide if you're by my side. I won't hide if you're. I won't hide if you're by my side. Yeah, we're gonna fake that.
When we need him.
Yeah, you know what I'm like. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's going well though.
I need a dance captain.
9, 7, 8. Oh no. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1.
No more hiding how we feel anymore. I won't hide if you're by my side.
Oh, it's a 1, 2, 3.
The gas.
It's a 1, 2, 3.
I can't. Kate.
I can't with the gas.
We have a question from Emma. We do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love you so much. But friends and everyone that's watching right now, this is what makes her iconic, because like you're not just gonna get like a simple
No, it's like a swoop, 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 swoop.
But like there's an isolation, like it's Sunday at 4 o'clock. Why are we isolating?
You're welcome. It's the Lord's day. We have to work the gods.
It's a 1, 2, 3.
It's a 1, 2, 3 every time. And it feels really good to the spirit.
I love this.
You're
You know what
so
I mean?
you're
So
so
my favorite comment over here says, "We killed that." So we did.
Yes, you did. I bet you slayed. I expect to see some videos from students of all the different dance moves I gave you today.
So speaking of students, we have some questions for you. Not
Yeah.
questions, real questions. Some of our students, don't you fret, the 8 count is done now.
Okay.
So our student Emma asks, who would you say was your favorite director to work with so far and why?
It's sort of a split for me. And it's hard because I work with a lot of director choreographers as well, so not just directors. But I really enjoy working with Andy Blankenmueller, um, because his brain is both director and choreographer, and that presents a different challenge. But if you're talking about just straight directors, it's like a split for me. It's like between Jerry Zaks and Steven Spielberg. For different reasons though. Like, Steven, also it's really gross that I feel comfortable enough to just call him Steven.
I was just about to say that.
I was like, oh, that's not normal. Okay. But he's such a collaborative man, that he really liked to play, which is a normal thing I think that you'll hear an actor say, but sometimes, especially in the film world, and film and TV, because I've done a little bit of TV as well, directors can be very, very specific with you. Be like, nope, I just want it done like this. But he created a world where the lives of these characters had to mean more. So therefore, the input was always really welcome. And Jerry Zaks is just like the quintessential king of comedy for me. So a lot of the lessons I learned from him and the music of a scene and the music of the joke, has served me really well in everything I've done since. So the lessons I learned from him, I've applied to Donna Summer, I applied to Anita, and I've applied to Alyssa in The Prom, which is like so helpful.
Well, and you know what? It's so interesting. I was thinking about what you just said when you said it's just not normal that I feel comfortable saying.
It's not normal.
What's incredible though is it is your normal. You worked really hard to get to this place, and I think it's really kind of incredible that you are at a place where that is your normal. That's your life.
Thank you. It's crazy. It's not.
I know.
It's not. It's really cool. It's, I think this time of self-isolation has given me more time to reflect on things like that, thing that I was like, wow, that's not normal. I've had more time to reflect on it, but I think that's part of keeping yourself grounded, because I'll admit when I was younger, like doing all county theater and whatnot, I wasn't as grounded. I mean, and you're not when you're still figuring it out, you know what I mean? And you had your priorities, et cetera, et cetera. But the more grounded and the more perspective you can get on what it is you're doing, and that it's not everybody's normal, the better your work actually is, I think.
Okay, so Sweet Jennifer asks, what experience and or person has made the greatest impact during your artistic journey?
Well, dear sweet Jennifer.
Yeah, Jennifer.
Yeah, Jennifer.
I wish her name was Dear Sweet Jennifer.
Dear sweet Jennifer. I wish I had a really good answer for you on that one, because I don't. Because I think every job I do, every person I encounter, it creates the fabric of my career. So every person, every influential person I've ever met has taught me something. Of course there are highlights. Jan Maxwell was a great actress. We lost her a couple of years ago, but she was really influential in my journey, because she throughout her career, she was known for really just being a very serious actress with great comedic chops, but she was so free in her movements, and so she was constantly curious but blunt, and would just say the painful things, and you couldn't believe she said it, but she said it, and somehow she got away with it, and it was part of her charm.
Because it was her truth. That's how she got.
Yes, that's why she got away with it.
Undeniably herself all the
time. Yes.
And so you knew it was coming from the right place.
Right. And I think I could use her as the example of like she was the all-in-one for me. So I try to take everything that I learned from her and I look for that in other people as well. And it's a really great way for me to know like that's a good person for me to learn from. That's a great person for me to stay away from. Authenticity kind of, you like attract like, and so if you're really tuned into it, you can feel when something's not right for you.
Yeah. And now you also all have homework. If you don't know who Jan Maxwell is, you must do a Google, you must do a
Oh,
YouTube search and watch and read all the things. She was truly a spectacular.
Yeah.
All right, Sierra asks, don't you love it? What
I
was the
do.
biggest challenge you've had to overcome on your journey, and how do you think you overcame it?
One of the biggest ones, and it's one I still deal with, is sorry, I have two cats. Sometimes it doesn't go well. Cat hair. Just
here we are.
It's fine. One of the biggest things I still deal with it is getting out of my own way. I think we all deal with self-doubt and we all deal with it's like the plague of comparison. We do it to ourselves, and I also think we can, when we're as passionate as we are as artists, that sometimes that can be our blind spot, is that we're so passionate about something that we can't see other perspectives, and therefore we get in our own way. So it's something I constantly work on, is my point there. And to do that, it's like I constantly force myself to listen to other people's opinions about art, not necessarily about me. It's not what I'm talking about. I just mean it's like for me right now, the way I approach my work, it has to come from a more worldly view. It's not just me and 46th Street, on Broadway anymore. It's like I have to look at it from a much larger scale. So I have to consider a lot of other factors than just what's happening in my little circle. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
what I'm trying to say?
I think it's so wonderful that when I talk about this with our students, I call it the comparison tornado. How very quickly we can get kind of wrapped up in other people's journeys and comparing them to our own.
Yeah.
I think it's really wonderful, and I hope all of you out there heard what she said, that this is a journey that will last a lifetime, and we have to figure out how to navigate those feelings and how to work through them and how to set ourselves up for success. And that's different for everybody. I'm sure the way you handle that is different from the way I handle that, and is different from how Robert deals with it.
Right.
That's part of the work for everyone.
Right. It's personal work, and it's a lot of self work, and I think sometimes we as artists, we get caught up in our ambition and we forget that art is a very personal thing. So you kind of have to do both your training and your craft and the work on yourself in tandem. And you'll continue to learn. It's like I'm still trading, you guys. My work is not done. My education is ongoing. Like and I think if you're approaching it from your most authentic place, that you'll find that your work is never done either.
Yeah. And I think a huge part of that work is on our self-esteem. Anna Deavere Smith wrote an incredible book about self-esteem and the young artist. You should all read it out there. And I think that work of understanding our self-worth and our self-esteem and how that enables us to give freely to the community and to be collaborative artists is so important. So that's so exciting. If you didn't hear that out there, I'm going to scream it for the people in the back. This never ends. And I think it's something that rather than thinking we have to overcome it, like this question said, I think it's something that we have to use to fuel our growth.
Right. Totally.
Yeah. Elena, we have one more. Elena says, were you ever tempted to quit chasing after your dream? And if so, what pushed you to keep pursuing it?
Yeah, I was. In fact, this goes back to Jan Maxwell. Fascinating. Wow. Miss you. Number one, I feel that way frequently. I'm like, oh, I'm never going to work again. I'm not going to know. It happens a lot. But the worst that it ever was right when I was first starting out. I was about to go on tour with Bring It On, and we'd had a tough couple of weeks in rehearsals, and I was just felt like I was getting walloped with notes, even though I felt like I was taking them. They were never quite good enough, and I was just very I felt very overwhelmed, ultimately is what it was. I was so new to everything, and I didn't feel like I was doing a good enough job. Um, and I just was like, I think this is a mistake. I think he should hire someone else. Like, clearly I'm not good enough. Da, 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 da. And my mom, bless her, was like, you know what? You've got a little bit of money in the bank. Go rush a ticket. Go see something. You just need to be inspired. All of a sudden, my mother's Jewish. She's not.
I was like,
I don't know. Not at all.
you
Um,
your show. Go
yeah,
buy
you
a ticket.
yeah, go see a show, go buy a ticket, it'll really help you. Everything will be fine. So I was standing on 46th Street, and something was in the Lunt Fontanne I didn't want to see. And then the Marquee Theater Follies was playing.
Jan Maxwell.
Jan Maxwell was in Follies, and I went and I was like, I don't know, I know this is by Sondheim, but I don't know what this is about. But Bernadette Peters was in it, and I was like, oh, I would love to see her live. So I bought whatever ticket was available. That was cheap. Because honey, I was on a budget. Um, and it was watching her perform and watching the show and seeing people live and sweat and watching her in particular because she was just so raw. And I was like, that's why I wanted to do this. I wanted to do this to aspire to do that, not to be that, but to do that. And I was like, what does that say about me if I just pack up and go home when I haven't even really started to try? Because in that moment, I realized, like, I don't know this lady from Adam, but I know she probably went through a lot to get where she is. And all I've done is allow myself to get overwhelmed without actually trying to find solutions to the problems I have at the moment. And it was a massive moment of growth for me. So I guess that was both the question and the answer.
And I think really important for people, especially our young artists, to hear that this was happening to you when you had booked a first national tour of a pre-Broadway show. You were
Right.
working with Lynn, and you were working with people at the height, at the apex of where their career was going
Right.
to go, and you were still feeling these things. So I think it's important for everyone to realize that these moments of doubt and questions are going to happen throughout your whole life, whether you are 12, 22, 52, 92. There's going to be those things.
Right.
How you handle those situations that navigate the way you move forward in this life.
Yeah.
So worst case scenario, put on Jan Maxwell on any album and
Well, then you know what's really so great? It's like just really quickly because I feel like it plays to a lot of other things that I deal with as well. Like I was 19 when that happened, right? Or I was about to turn 19 when that happened. So I was really feeling crazy and new. Um, but what I also love about artists like Jan, it's like come to find out she was a very nervous vocalist. I am a very nervous vocalist, believe it or not. I'm a very confident dancer. I will make confident choices as an actor, but singing is so terrifying to me. Like I'm sweating. I guess I'm wearing a windbreaker, but like I just started to sweat figuring out how to say that sentence. I have a lot of work that I have to do around it. So like what you guys were talking about in regards to your program, some people come in and they're like, oh, my dancing's great, but I'm not a strong vocalist, or I'm a strong vocalist and not a great dancer. It's like that is what makes us all similar. Everybody's got a story like that. So just keep doing your work, you know, and keep knocking down your doors. Your ambition's really good. You just got to work for your ambition.
Ooh,
Oh!
Robert!
You know, yeah, you know what I mean? Ambition is a good thing, but you got to work for your ambition.
I mean, here's the thing that I love about that is because, and I feel like, coming out of like dance studio life, we are like kind of like the last generation, I feel, that really wants to talk about the work, and that really values and feels that the work, like, oh my, I have goosebumps. That is like the juicy part of the process, like the sweat, the tears, the legitimate blood, the sacrifice that you have to put in. And I feel that now, because of these devices and because of incredible shows like So You Think You Can Dance and America's Got Talent, and you know, that it has done the reverse on our young artists, thinking that oh, you just, you know, amass some followers and get a cute viral hit and you're going to be a star. No, you got a hit. And I say all the time, I think anyone with you know, with great talent could come out here and get a hit, you know. Get
but
that,
how many hits do you want? Do you want the 1 or do you want 7?
do you want that career?
Yeah, and how do you build it? It's like, the thing about these things is they present a false sense of confidence. False. It's false. And it's because it's not easy. It looks really easy, but if it was easy, then literally everyone would do it. So it's not to be like, you know, a Debbie Downer, but I do think sometimes once people get farther into it and they see that, yes, at times it is glamorous and fabulous and there are wonderful opportunities that come with it, Broadway can feel at times like a blue collar job because the hours are longer than you think. The maintenance is longer than you think. It's when I was doing Donna, and even when I was doing Hamilton, and those are two very different shows that required two very different skill sets from me, right? But it was a full-time job to both maintain my body, eat correctly, balance my social media because it was important at the time as a business person, because that's what we all are, and do my show whilst giving 110%. That is a full-time job. That's not, well, this is so cute and I will go in and spend maybe 5 hours tops doing what it is I do, and I will collect my wonderful, awesome union check and get my insurance week. It's a thing, and the discipline that you're cultivating now as a young person is what carries you through.
This, I feel like, you know, whenever Kate and I go on for, all right, just the hugest thank you. And the hugest thank you is tied into when Kate and I go on the tour and we go and meet, you know, kids all across the country. And it's really a joy. Like, it really is. And there is a sentence that parents say to us after every single class. They say,
I know what you're gonna say.
They say, they're like, I've been saying this to them for forever. And then they heard you say it. And so now I feel like, and I'm sure it feels like the parent, and I'm like, see, I told y'all can't be up in here not training. Y'all over here thinking you fierce, you're not fierce yet, boo. You got work to do. And here you are, like, letting them know, like, the discipline, even like, you know, it looks like you're on the top of the world, you know, doing Donna Summer, but you're like, no, I'm maintaining my body. I'm still in class.
This is hard. From a casting perspective, you're talking about the maintenance once you've got the show. Once the show. From a casting perspective, we can have you in that room for 8 hours doing the same thing over and over. And the expectation is, and I just did a show with Andy, the expectation is from the first second to the last second, you better give full out Broadway for 8 hours until the end of it. So the maintenance, even just to get the job and the dedication and the work to get it, let alone to continue that journey. It's the work works. As Robert always says, the work works when you do the work. But if you don't do that work, you can't even pretend to get the job, let alone maintain the job.
Right. And they're two separate skill sets, but it's about longevity. You have, and the stamina of it all, you know, and knowing that your work process, however different, it's still a process. Like you do not skip steps in a process. You have to take every single one and take it very seriously because you're creating a foundation. If you don't have a solid foundation, you can't stand, you can't fly. I really, really believe that it's like I am an ambitious person. I'm a Slytherin, you guys, with Gryffindor tendencies.
I couldn't tell if you were a Slytherin or a Ravenclaw. I like the Slytherin of it all.
I'm a Slytherin, and it like scares me a little bit, but I am. But I inherently also really love to help people as well. So maybe that makes me a Hufflepuff. I'm not sure.
As the resident Hufflepuff here, you're not a Hufflepuff.
Slytherin for life. You're not a Hufflepuff. I'm very much a Slytherin, but it's also, oh dang it, I had such a good, I lost my train of thought. No, and it was so classic. It was so good. I was really excited to share. It'll come back. Ask me something else.
It's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. So
that was so good.
You never know where these conversations are gonna go.
You know?
Like you really don't.
Oh, I got it. Sorry.
No, go.
I was gonna say, we talked about ambition being great, but you got to work for the ambition, right? I'm an ambitious person. The way that I view my career, even from the time that I was still in high school, I knew I wanted to try to build an empire. I did not know what the pieces of the empire were going to be, but I knew I needed that solid foundation. But you can't build an empire if you don't know what you're building with, which is why your training is so important. And you can't cut corners when you're doing it. That's what I wanted to say. Sorry.
I'm just writing it down.
You just said you can't cut corners when you're doing it.
You can't build an empire if you don't know what
you're building with. Like,
put it on a shirt.
It's like trying to build a house, but you didn't ask for bricks, so they gave you grass, and now you can't build a house.
Listen, Ari, we are gonna, friends, we're just so grateful to all of y'all for being here. I know some of you have just been kind of joining in. Welcome to the Finish Strong webinar. We have been going strong for 3 weeks in Broadway Study Hall, doing our singing and our dancing and our acting. And I am going to let Ari go for just a few minutes, and then she's gonna be back for just a few final questions. But I'm gonna move you for 1 second, and then we'll bring you right back in. Okay? You're amazing.
Have fun in the Slytherin main hall.
So friends, let's do this. One, what has been your biggest takeaway so far from what Ari has left for us? And do not worry, she is coming back. She will be back in just a minute. So do not worry.
Someone just said she is not a queen, she's an empress. Work. She knows what her empire is built on.
Come on. I will absolutely take it.
Great. So while you guys are going through all the things that you just learned from Aria, I also want to bring it back to what we started this conversation with, which is self-reflection and understanding of your journey. And I hope that you've taken something away from Ari that might help you understand and reflect on what your work has been with us and what it can be in the future. So the first thing that I want to check in with you is, we want to have a real conversation about where you are in your training. Yes? So we have a couple questions we want to ask, and we want you to be really honest with yourself. Now is not the time to lie. Now is the time to be really truthful about where you are in your training.
Say that, Kate. So the first thing that we are going to ask is if you are down to keep it 100 for the next 2 minutes, please put in the comments right now 100. Like, because here's the thing, like Ari said it best, like you can't cut corners, and not cutting corners means you got to be 100% honest with yourself. Okay, all right, seeing some 100s. Okay, awesome. So the first thing is, we have been celebrating for the last everything, you know, with Ari and with Kate about study hall, and it's been incredible. And we've been cheering you on for 3 weeks. So we know what's working. We know what's going well, right? I want to know, Kate wants to know, what out of the 3 skills, whether it be the singing, the dancing, or the acting, what is the skill that is lacking the most right now? What needs the most attention? So put in the comments right now, whether that be the singing, the dancing, or the acting. Maybe it's the confidence. Maybe it's the time management. Whatever that thing is, put that in the comments. Oh, very, very wide range of things coming in. Amazing, amazing. Proud of y'all. Really, really good for being honest.
It takes a lot of courage to put that out into the universe. So thank you for doing that. It's really important though. All right, so the next thing that we want to check in on, we want you to give us a real honest assessment. How important is training for this dream on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being, I think I've learned that this is not actually very important to me, and 10 being, this is the most important thing right now, yes? And so we're asking, how important is training for this dream for you? So let's take a minute and think about that. Let us know in those comments.
Kate, you're getting like not only 10s, you're getting like 10,000s and like 10 million.
It's time.
They're like, it's time. And speaking of time, my question to you all is, I always ask myself when I'm trying to make a decision, and you know, what it really comes down to is decision velocity. You know, getting something done is going to be directly connected to the speed at which you make a decision. So my question to you is, that thing that you said is lacking right now, that thing that you said needs help, needs work, is fixing it a now thing or a later thing? So in the comments, put now for me or put later. Like, is it like, no, right now I need to work on this dance. I may be confined at home, but I still need to find a way right now that I am still working on my dance training. Oh, lots of nows. Lots of nows. Very, very, very many nows.
Good. Good. I'm glad there are lots of nows. Okay, so then I also want us to go back to that 1 to 10 scale that we did in the last one. And let me know on a scale of 1 to 10, how many of you know in your hearts, in your guts, in your brains that connecting with Broadway professionals who are currently doing what you say you want to be doing could help take your skills to the next level? Let me know on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me, and 1, not so much. A lot of 10s, 11s, 12s.
My 10s across the board. 10s across the board.
Good. Great.
Amazing. I'm so proud of y'all for being so honest with yourself, because I gotta say, when I was your age, that was very difficult. It's still difficult, you know.
Like, I still struggle with this.
Yeah, and it presents itself as you continue to journey through life in different ways, you know. But I am definitely learning that the most in life, like the joy in life, actually, I think the surprises in life really come when you get honest with the person in the mirror about what's working and what's not. Because the second that you do that, you can then ramp up that decision velocity and you can get to moving. So I am just so grateful to y'all for being here with us for the last 3 weeks. It has been so special. You all know all about Hello Broadway Special Edition. We will, at the end of this call, we're getting ready to bring Ari back in just a minute. We only have 20 spots left, only 20 spots for this program, but it's time, because, you know, as y'all saw, we commented on every single one of those videos that came in. There were literal thousands of homework submissions over the past 3 weeks. And so we have seen a lot. And I gotta tell you, I know that we are all confined at home right now, but the second that the doors open to audition rooms, the second that the doors open to college auditions, the second that the doors open to high school auditions, to your school play, because it's all going to go back on again, people are still going to expect the skills to be right and to be ready. So there is no better time for us than right now, even in our, moment that we're in of being in our homes, to still be training our skills. So I'm super excited at the end of this call that 20 of you will get the opportunity to join us for Hello Broadway Special Edition. And like Kate said, connect with that Broadway performer feedback, those eyes on your work, so that you really can get a clearer sense of what it is that you need to be doing to get to where it is that you say that you want to be going. So I'm just proud of you. I'm proud of you for these last 3 weeks, but Kate and I are also putting a charge on you that was a fun experience. Now we need to get to work, because if you want to do this, you got to know where you really stand and where you're really going to need to go. All right?
Can I say one thing about this, Robert?
Please, friend, please.
The other thing, Robert just said, even in our homes, even in the kind of this moment in time, I'm going to say especially in your home and especially at this moment in time. Because the other reality is, if this is very challenging for you, if you're putting yourself out there in a brand new way, if you're really actively pushing yourself in the difficult moments and the difficult things, this is an incredible moment in time to try those things at home with working professionals helping you. But now is really the time to give yourself permission to fail forward, to try something new, to not land the triple and work and work and work until you do, in a place that lets you challenge yourself. But there's also a comfort in knowing, I'm going to work now on me with Broadway professionals, and then when I go back to my dance studio, I'm going to nail it. And they're going to say, how did you do that? And your answer is going to be, I did the work.
I did the work.
I did the work.
Hey,
girl. That was the word. I felt that. Come
Listen,
on.
I really think, like, truly, in Kate's last life, she was actually she was in front of the people. She was blessing the people. She was
Yes.
our Ava Perón. She was like,
It's true. It's true. I was just gonna say something really quick, and I know I'm long-winded, so I'll keep it really short. More to what Kate was talking about. It's like, yes, this is the time. It really is the time, because you can fail forward in the comfort of your own home. And it's also like, don't sleep though. You have so much power in yourself. You can make this choice to start training with these amazing people. And I'm telling you, I wouldn't just train with anyone, and I would train with them. You can still do homework in addition to that. You know what I mean? Think outside the box. Broadway is about problem solving. Working in the entertainment industry is about problem solving. So it's like, cool. In addition to doing this, what else can I be doing? Even if it's going and looking up a little YouTube tutorial on how do I make my feet better. Go stretch yourself in all the different ways. Yes, seek higher education when you can, because this is a prime opportunity for you to do that right now, and also help them help you. And that's by choosing to also help yourself.
Oh,
that was my point. Every once in a while, my points are good.
I'm so grateful for this time that we've had together.
So good.
I'm really, and I know I said it at the top of the call, but I literally cannot think of a better, more beautiful soul to be with our kids today as they wrap up this day, because you're just the epitome of work. You're the epitome of excellence and humility, but you don't take no mess. And I love that about you, because, and what I also love that you talked about today was the fight that's going to be required. And, there's a time in our lives where we have to fight for our training. And then there is a time in our lives where, and Kate and I were just talking about this yesterday, you get to a certain level in your career, but then you got to fight to stay at the table. And then you got to fight.
That's what I'm doing now. And it's interesting because you wouldn't think that. You know what I mean? It's yes, I have had wonderful opportunity. I have 2 films in the can. Hamilton will come out next year. That'll be great. Can't wait for everyone to see it. I can't wait for everyone to see my work. But now I'm playing in a different playing field. My work just started all over again. I'm meeting new casting directors, learning how the movie business works, learning how the TV business works, learning who these casting directors are. I've got a notebook sitting right beside my bed. I take notes every night. I'm still doing Zoom meetings with these people, like just saying hi to casting people so that they can learn who I am. I'm not necessarily going into a new facet of the industry being well known. I still have to do the work. I still have to show up and represent myself well. It never stops. You get to different like echelons, and yes, it's fabulous, and I'm grateful for all my opportunities, but you still have to adapt to change. The change is never going to stop. So if you want this, and this my work is the love of my life. It really is. But I still have to change with that type of love. And just know they're not always going to love you back, but that's okay. You know, your work never stops. And that's also how you show love. You know, you show yourself love by putting the work in, by believing, by manifesting, by, you know, like that's what it's about. You have to, oh, it's coming. The reason you train in this way is because that's your investment into your relationship with this love.
I just got chills.
Does that make sense? Like you have this,
Say that again.
you have to you have to do this work and train this way because it's your investment into the relationship you have with this love and this work and this lifestyle, this career that you want. It's the relationship. You don't get if you don't give, right? Yeah, that was good.
That was
Wow.
crying, so.
That's
I
the
needed my own, like, I needed to hear that for myself. So thank you, Divine Spirit.
Ooh, I'm literally just.
you have like been you have been it's gotta be Jan. Like
She
legit,
just said, homie, here you go. Give it
like
to the
she
people.
is like here today. You know, today is a special you know, holy day, and one of our
Yeah.
I forget what it's I forget the day of the
Divine something.
yes, and just so everyone knows,
Mm.
what we love at the Broadway Collective is that at the end of the day, what we're here for is love and acceptance. So
Exactly, honey. That is my church, darling. That's my
that's our
church.
church.
Love and
Our church
acceptance.
is love. If you're a Buddhist,
I
atheist,
don't care.
Catholic, it don't matter. Everybody's
It don't
welcome
matter.
here.
Right.
Today is Divine Mercy Sunday. That's what
Divine mercy.
It's
And-
also
Yes.
big Orthodox Easter today.
come
Oh,
on.
happy Orthodox Easter.
You
I
know?
love it.
And what's so special about today is a friend, a huge, incredible part of our Broadway community is one of our friends, Nick Cordero, right now, who is fighting so hard for his life. And we sent him love at the beginning of this week. And today, everyone is also, you know, sending love on this special day to him and his family and his little boy, his little son.
Little Elvis. He's so
little
beautiful. Oh my
Elvis.
goodness.
So if you all, you know, I said at the beginning of the week, I don't think any of us have breath in our bodies just for us. It's to make sure that other people have breath in their bodies as well. So
Mhm.
take a moment today and send up love to our friend Nick and to all of the essential workers and the people that are truly holding our, not just our country, but our world up right now. But I still have to believe that in the midst of all of this, there is power and there is promise in this possibility.
Yes.
And I think, you know, we get an incredible job as artists and educators and student artists right now to really be putting in the time and really be putting in the work so that when we are able to share our work on stages, share our work on, you know, new platforms, it's right, it's ready, and we'll be able to touch people the way that we're called to touch them. So thank you all so much for being here. Ariana, I love you so much. I'm
Love you.
proud of you, so proud of you. All of the friends in the comments are just like giving all kinds of love and heart. And
Thank you guys. I adore you all. Like, you have no idea. I was so happy to be with you guys today.
thank you. Kate, I love you so much. Thank you for being on this 3-week journey of Hello Broadway, of the
Yes.
Study Hall Challenge.
Yeah.
It's been so awesome. And just for everyone out there, just know that we ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere.
We ain't going nowhere. So don't think that because the Study Hall Challenge is over, we going, no, we're just going to keep amplifying and keep sharing this love and keep sharing this mission of training the next generation of Broadway artists. But it requires work, and that's what we're here for. So if you want a lollipop, you better go somewhere else, okay? Because we hear that.
Lollipop Guild, that away.
But if you want Oz, you better come to us.
You better come to us, honey. I love it.
I can't. So everyone, just do not forget to, we are going to place the link right now into the comments so that you can start registering for special edition. There are only 20 spots. The link is bwaycollective.com special edition -join. Again, it's bwaycollective.com/special edition -join. And if you refresh this page in just a minute, the link will also be there, but we're putting the link in right now for you all to start joining. And don't forget that you can pay in full, or we also got a lot of emails over the past few days of people asking for payment plans, because we know that it is a very interesting and delicate time that we are in right now. So we have a payment plan as well available, because we want as many of you to be able to train with us as possible. But again, there are only 20 spots, so make sure that you go grab them now. And I will be in the Facebook group tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern time to announce the winners of the last week of the Study Hall Challenge, and also our art winners. So do not worry. We're here. We're not going anywhere. I love y'all a long time. Thank you again to Kate, and thank you to Ari, and thank you to all of our friends for being here. And we will see y'all so very soon. Bye, friends.
Bye. Thanks, Kate. Bye, Robin.